Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to mxgp 2021, where today I'm going to answer or talk about a very specific question that I kind of have for you guys, and it's why is everyone still saying mxgp 2021 is so great? Because this game is now basically 4 years old, or it's pretty, dated at this point in terms of new moto games, because 3 new moto games have really hit the console market since then, and it's Supercross 5, Supercross 6, and of course MXGP ATV Legends. But as much as Legends continues to be updated, people still go back to this game all the time and saying, like, I don't know why people play Legends, this game is much better, etc., etc. And I don't want to hear it about MX Bikes, MX Sim. I get it. There's a lot of PC players that love those games. I am one of them. But there are a lot of console players that still echo that this game is one of the best on the market. And I'm kind of curious why. So what I did today is I just loaded it up, and I'm kind of blind playing it right now to just remember what it felt like, play it again, and see what it is that stood out about this game and maybe what didn't. Because as I said, there's been 2 milestone releases since this game even came out, and people don't like those games as much and have actually shied away from it. I mean, Supercross 6, almost no one is playing that game anymore. The lobbies are empty. No one's playing it on PC that I can tell for sure, and I haven't seen many people on Xbox either. A lot of people have jumped over to Legends if you're playing on console. So why is it that in my comment section there's still a lot of people saying, oh, you got to play MXGP 2021, you don't know what you're missing out on, it's still fun? And so we're going to just kind of answer that question today. First off, my initial impressions about it are very similar to what I felt when I played it way back when in the first place, and that it's got a lot of good things going about it. It obviously has good feel with the ground and the contact and all that stuff like that. The air physics are whatever. They're going to suck because these games always sucked with air physics. Never even got them close to right. And hopefully, if Milestone keeps making games in the future, it's something that they really, really work on trying to perfect. But the ground physics to me always felt like, hey, at least they're moving in the right direction. They've got this terrain deformation starting to come around a little bit so that you can actually lay into ruts. You actually have to slow down into the corners. You have to use the shifting and use both brakes effectively. All these things that, if you're a real moto gamer, you want to feel in a game when it comes to the ground physics. Aesthetically, it doesn't look great. The animations have always been wonky on it, and the rider doesn't look like he's in the right position hardly ever. But if you just take that all out and actually just try to play it for the feel of the bike and the contact patch that it has to the ground, it's pretty darn good. I will say that, and I'll give it credit for the fact that they kind of nailed that part of it. But obviously, there's some things that I don't like about it, and it's not just with the air physics. It's with how the bike reacts to certain things, especially when you're trying to lean back and get powered down. The bike is super fidgety and wobbly and stuff like that, and that's sometimes out of corners, but sometimes just randomly down straightaways you'll crash, and it doesn't really make sense to any rhyme or reason why. A lot of people like to play this game in first person, and I remember even way back when I was playing this game, I hated first person because it never looked like the bike was moving naturally underneath you. I mean, look at how much it's moving around right now. And I'm not talking about, like, in real life the bike doesn't move around. Of course it does. But even just, like, going down the straightaway, I feel like the rider's trying to move so much to get the bike to move in the first place. And if you were doing that in real life, you'd be exhausted after one lap. So I never felt like, see, look at how twitchy the bars are. And I'm just, like, barely leaning over, turning down the straightaway. It wouldn't do that in real life, and I never really liked that because of it. I mean, it's got some cool features, of course, like the goggle cam here, and I don't know. I generally feel like people enjoyed that there was some realistic aspects to it, but as an arcade game, I still always had to play it in this third-person view. And a lot of people that play Legends nowadays say they play it only in first person because it's the best feeling of the game. And honestly, I kind of agree with them. The third-person gameplay of MXGP ATV Legends, not that fun. So this game kind of got the arcade aspect feeling a little bit better for me because I like third person over first person, but then it misses out on the realism on that part, and I feel like that's what most people say they love about this game, is that realistic feeling that Legends doesn't have. Legends is very arcade-like because it's designed for whips and tricks and flips and all this stuff that you definitely can't do in this game. You can do a couple scrubs, you can kind of throw whips, but it's a racing game at heart, and it's designed to be a, realistic racing feel about it. So why is it that you guys still enjoy it so much? I think that's maybe the answer of it right there. It's trying hard to be a realistic moto game. So if you're a motocross guy like I was, and I do feel that when Legends first came out, I leaned more on this game as well. I just feel like this gives you more of that experience because it actually has, like, terrain deformation that changes and the bike actually does stuff the right way. What I hate about Legends that everyone doesn't seem to be have a problem with is that it's all so clutch boost and random momentum boost dependent. It's not like nailing a jump and a downside perfectly actually matters in the grand scheme of things, where in this game it does seem to kind of matter. So I think that for me, I've always enjoyed that this one, if you get sections right, it rewards you for that. It doesn't punish you for having just randomly bad lines, and then you can clutch boost out of the corner and suddenly you're going as fast as you possibly can again. It's all about actually hitting the corners right and leaning into stuff and weighting the outside peg and scrubbing things correctly, which of course in turn makes it probably feel a little bit more towards the realistic side. Now, in comparison to Supercross 6 and Supercross 5, which both came out after this game, and mind you, Milestone lost the rights to MXGP after this, so there's going to be a new game, MXGP 24, I believe is what it's going to be called. That's supposed to come out towards the end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year or something like that, but it's being worked on by a different developer. So we're never going to get this feeling again, probably. But people enjoyed this quite a bit more than Supercross 5 and 6, at least based on comments on Instagram posts and on our YouTube videos and stuff like that. People have been begging for us to bring back the career mode series. And to be honest, I do actually want to finish it now, just for the simple fact of getting it done and going through all the 450 stuff, because we never even finished MX2. But why this is a better feel than the Supercross games, I don't really know that I have a good answer for that, because to me, they've always kind of felt the same. And I feel like I know a lot of people that have that similar feeling with both of these games. So why people have a better opinion about this one over the Supercross games, I guess it just boils down to this physically feels better on outdoor tracks than it does on Supercross tracks, because I feel like if you do a few of those outdoor tracks that come with the Supercross games, it feels similar to this, no? So that's kind of my overarching question for you guys is why? Why does this one get the nod for the feeling, but the Supercross games don't? I don't really have a preference either one, because I've actually enjoyed playing both of them quite a bit, as much as people hate to admit that some arcade games can actually be fun in Moto. Legends, this game, Supercross 6, I like it all. I actually do enjoy playing it. I just happen to play the sim games a little bit more, so I'm more used to being, comfortable with those games, and these ones maybe take a little bit for me to learn. And I can already hear you guys in the comment section right now typing away saying, you suck at the game, so that's why you don't have any good balance or reference point of why you're good at these. But I don't know. If I'm so terrible at the game, why could I always compete when I would race these games in the online championships and stuff like that? I was not bad. I would make the mains, make the A races and stuff like that. I was once good enough at the game to feel good at the game. Maybe I'm not as comfortable at it now, but I feel like I learned it enough to know the differences between the two. And to me, I feel like there's subtle differences in the Supercross 5 and 6 platform versus this one. Massive differences, obviously, with Legends, but they're two different kind of niches within themselves. And I feel like people have leaned more on Legends of late to be kind of like, let's go as fast as we possibly can, jump big lines. And honestly, they even changed Legends recently to have scaled back tracks and try to condense it a little bit more and try to make it more realistic feel. And then I see all the world records are just people two jumping every rhythm section anyway, or going so fast on a replica national track that you can't even see the blurred lines anymore. Whereas this one always, to me, felt like it got the speed pretty close. I forgot to put this in miles per hour versus kilometers, but I mean, look, we're under 50 kilometers per hour, which means we're going 30, 40 miles an hour and then go over 50 kilometers. Now we're getting close to 45 miles an hour. Like, we're not going that fast, which is in reality what motocross and supercross is. As much people want to say like these guys are hauling ass all the time, they're kind of not compared to almost every other motorsport on the planet. We're one of the slower ones, and you got to try to find that balance where it feels like you are going as fast as it looks like they're going on a moto track, but also keeping the speeds within check and not being unrealistic, which I think Legends doesn't do very well. It makes it look kind of ridiculous. It looks like you're going 100 miles an hour in some straightaways, whereas this game, I don't feel like I'm ever going that fast. So perhaps that is the answer, right? Overall, Milestone with this game created a better platform for what feels to be realistic, and you can find realistic ways to play Legends, but at the end of the day, you're always going to be going fast and doing unrealistic things, whereas this game, you can find ways that it isn't that way at all. So I want to know what you guys have to say about that. For those of you that love MXGP 2021 and are still playing it, why? What is it that draws you back to it? Why do you continue to play it with either your friends or by yourself and do career modes and stuff like that. I remember when I was younger and I would have all these console games to play, I would just kind of play these career modes on repeat, and that was kind of my bread and butter. But is it something that you're doing, or is it ways that you're trying to find this game to make it fun by competing in online tournaments or doing weird fun challenges with yourself to race other AI? I don't know. But tell me why you guys still like this game, because I'm actually genuinely curious if we're going to keep going forward with the career mode, what it is about this game that actually stands out to you. So that's my little synopsis today on MXGP 2021 and its current status within the market in 2024. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any more comments or questions that you want to have answered, let me know as well. We're going to be coming back, like I said, with some career mode stuff on here, because a lot of people have been asking for the career modes, but we also have some cool stuff in sim and bikes that we're going to keep doing as well. So stay on the lookout. Please be sure to subscribe and keep following along, because we're going to be pumping out more content again. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. So long for now.